5 on Your Side at 10 starts now.
Ousted from office after only a year on the job, a judge has stripped St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery of his badge. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on 5 Plus, streaming app for 5 on Your Side at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson. Mike Bush has the night off. Tonight, Montgomery remains in jail on a separate federal charge. Today's order comes after a 5-day state trial last month. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barcheski has new reaction from one of Montgomery's attorneys.
Retired Judge Stephen Omer said in a 10-page order, St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery willfully neglected his official duties and should be immediately removed from office after only being on the job for nearly a year. Omer ruled Montgomery violated his duties on 2 of the 6 misconduct claims brought forward by the Missouri Attorney General's office: the unlawful detention of Tammy Ross, the deputy jail commissioner, and the unlawful detention of a former employee who was working as a private security guard. Omer said, quote, "Both actions by Montgomery speak loud and clear of an abuse of power." One of Montgomery's attorneys, retired Judge David Mason, says their team is disappointed by this order.
Our position is that there was lawful conduct on the part of the sheriff when he held that gun back for a little bit because he was worried about whether or not the situation would, escalate, and that he was lawful in his belief that Tammy Ross was interfering with his exercise of a duty of his office. We hold to that position.
Missouri Attorney General Catherine Hanaway said, quote, "Corruption in public office must not be tolerated. The removal of Alfred Montgomery is a win for the people of St. Louis and a step towards restoring integrity and trust in our government and the rule of law." Judge Omer says under state law, Montgomery doesn't have the authority to enforce criminal laws, calling both actions an interference of police investigations, quote, "clearly in an effort to enforce criminal laws." Mason disagrees.
The law actually gives him the right to engage in activities as a law enforcement authority if they are ancillary to what he's doing as a sheriff.
Do you believe he was wrongfully removed then from office?
Yeah, obviously, given everything that I've just said, I don't think that the removal was appropriate under the facts and the law.
Montgomery remains jailed in federal custody as he waits for his felony trial on witness tampering and intimidation charges.
He's tried to be a good public servant, and he doesn't understand why anything that people are saying that he's done will rise to the level of keeping him in prison when there's so many people out there who've done worse, who are running free, particularly around Christmas time.
The judge ruled he cannot return to the job even if he's acquitted. Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barcheski, 5 on Your Side.
Judge Mason says attorneys plan to file an appeal. For right now, interim sheriff John Hayden will continue serving in the role. St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer wants sole authority to appoint a replacement, but the Board of Aldermen could file for a special election. Now to your weather impact forecast. A mild December night across the St. Louis region. Meteorologist Lance Blocker says if you are dreaming of a white Christmas, you're going to have to settle for a warm one.
Yeah, keep dreaming. Yeah, not going to happen. We're not going to have one, at least this year, that is. Check out today's highs into the mid to upper 60s. There it goes, 68 degrees, a good 25 degrees above where we should be on this 23rd day of December. Temperatures tomorrow will be right around that mark as well, with highs in the upper 60s to lower 70s, especially south of St. Louis. North, though, a little bit cooler, maybe not get out of the 50s for you in Litchfield. There's a boundary setting up that's actually impacting that. On Christmas Day, Christmas morning, we'll see mostly cloudy to overcast skies. Temperatures in the low 50s. Then afternoon, temperatures warm into the low 60s. And then we'll top out around 64, 65 degrees in town. Some folks could see the 70s across our region Christmas Day. We'll detail out who's most likely to see that and how long this above average temperature stretch lasts. I've got the details coming up.
Tonight, loved ones gathered to remember a mother and her young daughter who died after being found shot inside their burning home in North St. Louis. A candlelight vigil and balloon release was held for 45-year-old Latasha Brown and her 9-year-old daughter, Paige Buckner. No arrests have been made. The family is demanding justice.
My sister didn't deserve that. My niece definitely didn't deserve that. And it's just sad. And it's sad what it's going to do to the family. My mother shouldn't have to bury her grandchild and her daughter. My niece shouldn't have to bury her little sister and her mother. It's unfair and it's unthinkable.
Tonight, police say no suspect has been identified. They are urging anyone who saw or heard anything to contact Crime Stoppers. The number 866-371-TIPS. Tonight, nurses rallied outside St. Louis University Hospital, calling on officials to address patient and staff safety. The nurses union cites a recent tragic incident inside the ER, claiming weapons routinely made it into the facility, putting everyone at risk. They also want the hospital to address what they call chronic staffing shortages, which they rallied against last year. In response, SSM Health released a statement saying its, quote, service commitment to caregivers and patients is unwavering. We maintain open, ongoing communication with our nurses and staff each day, not through rallies or publicity, but through genuine dialogue, support, and a commitment to excellence. A big legal win and setback for Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker tonight. The U.S. Supreme Court has blocked President Trump from deploying the National Guard in Illinois to support immigration enforcement. The justices said the president likely overstepped his authority under federal law. And just hours before that decision, the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against the Illinois governor over a new set of laws protecting immigrants. They ban civil arrests at courthouses and requires hospitals, daycares, and universities to protect personal information. The Justice Department argues the laws violate the U.S. Constitution and threaten the safety of federal officers. If you've been scrolling through TikTok lately, you might have heard some seasonal sounds that, well, are hard to miss. Two St. Louis men are considering trading in their day jobs for digital stardom, proving that you don't need a Grammy-winning voice to win over the internet. As 5 on your side's Brent Solomon shows us, it's all about spreading holiday cheer, one obnoxious note at a time.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It all started with a Sam Smith song and a dream. Alfonso Foster and Mario Love took the Quit Your Job social media challenge and gave it a twist.
How can we stand out from everyone else doing it?
Alfonso is a funeral director by day. Mario works as an administrative assistant. But together, they've created a brand built on being authentically and hilariously loud.
When I sing, I do like, ooh, like just to be annoying. And people like noticed it and loved it.
When I first met him, he would make this noise like, and I'm like, it sounds good, but it's also like, it don't sound good at the same time.
More than 4.5 million likes later, they're now getting the attention of the industry's biggest stars.
We actually did a Kehlani song. We did her song called Folded, probably like one of her most recent songs. Did her song, she reposted us, she commented, she liked, and she loved it.
Big people like Michael Bublé is noticing this and seeing this. You know, he told us how much he loves it and it makes him laugh. Like, we're really onto something here. Like, let's keep going.
Even major brands are weighing in. Tide commenting, some clean vocals right here. JCPenney Portraits, do you guys do corporate holiday parties?
Let it snow, let it snow.
We don't do cuts and edits. We just...
All our videos are one take.
So are you going to quit your day job?
Absolutely, yes.
You think so?
Yes.
We want to.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, that is the goal.
But for now, they say the greatest reward is the inbox full of messages from people gaining new reasons to smile.
The takeaway, I feel like, is joy.
Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
With merchandise dropping soon, both are hoping this viral moment leads to commercials and brand deals. They're posting a new Christmas song every day until the 25th. And you can find a link to their TikTok page on KSDK.com. Tragedy tonight in Pennsylvania, the work being done in the basement of a nursing home just moments before it exploded. Italy is where the Olympic hopefuls hope to carve out some history in February. Tonight we take you to the village where a beloved character carved out his place in the world.
And temperature still at this hour above where we should be for daytime highs. We're in the mid to upper 40s. We're warming into the 70s this week. I've got your full forecast coming up.
Tonight, at least 2 people are dead and rescue efforts remain underway following an explosion and building collapse at a nursing home outside Philadelphia. Drone footage shows the aftermath of the blast, which is believed to have come from the basement. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro praised first responders for saving many lives.
They were quite literally climbing up ladders, handing individuals in this nursing home to police who were at times carrying 2 people on their back to safety.
Fire officials say the gas company had workers in the basement at the time of the explosion. We are just 45 days away from the Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina, and we now know U.S. skier Lindsey Vonn will be hitting the slopes there for her 5th Olympic Games. She locked in one of the 4 spots on Team USA with her recent success on the World Cup circuit. It's an improbable comeback for the 41-year-old who retired from the sport in 2019 due to injuries. The gold medalist in Vancouver recently had partial knee replacement surgery. Italy has a rich Olympic and cultural history. In tonight's Journey to Italy, reporter Scott Swan and photojournalist Steve Rhodes takes us to the town of Collodi, where Pinocchio was carved into the world's most famous puppet.
Nestled in the rolling hills of Tuscany is a place of terracotta rooftops and terraced gardens. Collodi, Italy looks like it was pulled straight out of a fairy tale. And in many ways, it was.
So the first line of the story, chapter 1, once upon a time, there was a piece of wood. Tells the story of a wooden puppet that wants to become a real boy.
A wooden puppet given a name.
So this is our Pinocchio.
He's the most famous puppet in the world. And his story still lives in the village where it all began.
First publication of Pinocchio, July 7, 1881.
The author, Carlo Lorenzini, used the pen name Collodi to honor the town where he grew up. Today, Collodi celebrates its famous connection with pride.
So my name is Roberto Vezzani and I am the librarian at the National Carlo Collodi Foundation. Of course, the most important book of the library is Pinocchio.
Beyond the book, the puppet's presence here is, well, huge.
It makes you feel very tiny.
Yeah, it's the tallest Pinocchio in the world.
There's a Pinocchio theme park.
We'll go through all the adventures that he lived in the book. It makes you feel like you are part of the story as well.
A traditional puppet show entertains children. There is Pinocchio art, a Pinocchio in a roundabout.
I'm Miss Pinocchio.
And plenty of Pinocchio souvenirs.
This one is for Greece.
A story
This comes from China.
that connected with millions.
Edition from France.
The Adventures of Pinocchio is the second most translated book in the world, behind only the Bible.
Almost 700 translations in almost 200 languages.
You've probably read Pinocchio hundreds of times, right?
I guess so. It's part of my work, so I do not complain about that.
So while Collodi may seem like just another Tuscan village, it's actually the heart of a story that has touched the world. A place where imagination was born, and where even today, a little wooden boy reminds us all what it means to be real.
So that's the ending of the story.
And 5 in your side is your home to catch all the action from the Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina. The opening ceremony is Friday, February 6th. Well, Santa could leave $1.7 billion under your tree. That Powerball jackpot is up for grabs on Christmas Eve, the 4th largest in the game's history. The lump sum payment is an estimated $781 million before taxes. No one matched all 6 numbers in last night's drawing, but one person in Illinois matched the first 5 numbers to win $1 million. Those numbers again were 3, 18, 36, 41, 54, and the Powerball is 7. Meteorologist Lance Blocker is here with the weather impact forecast. Not what you would expect, though, in December.
Nope. No, feeling more like March or April here at this point. Yeah,
Most
today was
certainly.
nice though, right?
It was. It was really nice.
Yeah, beautiful outside. We're going to keep those temperatures at least in play over the coming days as well. Let's go and check it out right now. For us tomorrow morning, we'll see temperatures starting out in the mid to upper 40s across the region. Mostly cloudy to overcast skies. Then tomorrow afternoon, some peaks in the cloud cover, some peaks of sunshine through the clouds. But of course, tomorrow night is the big night. That's whenever Santa makes his journey across our region. So we're going to be working alongside him and the elves to get him through here safely. Be sure to tune in tomorrow evening for the evening shows, and then of course to the early overnight. But tomorrow, what we've been told by the elves is that he's coming earlier than ever. And this is why. Check this out. You can see the winds during the afternoon hours. They're not too bad. But as we move through the evening, they pick up. And then through the overnight hours, they really pick up. So Santa's going to be moving in early. That means that bedtime is more important than ever. Got to be in bed, ready for Santa at bedtime, if not earlier than bedtime. That would probably be helpful as well as he moves across our region. So of course, we're going to keep you updated on that as he moves through the area. We'll be tracking him as early as 4 o'clock. He'll already be up in the sky. We'll keep an eye on him out there and keep him safe as he moves through our region. Again, on a Christmas Day, though, we'll start out once again overcast, then a little bit of breaks in the cloud cover as we move through the early afternoon hours. Temperatures topping out into the upper 50s to lower 60s across the region. It all depends on a boundary. We're expecting to be south of that boundary on Christmas Day, so that means that we'll be, north of the boundary. That means we'll be mid-60s for us here. The boundary moves again, and then as we get into Friday and Saturday, high temperatures in the low to mid-70s both days. Then winter makes a return by next weekend. The other factor in the forecast data for Christmas Day is, well, that's the cloud cover. And you can see down to the south where they've got abundant sunshine. They're warming into the upper 60s to lower 70s. Further to the north, mid to upper 50s. So keep that in mind for your Christmas Day forecast. We're guessing right around, we're expecting right around 64 degrees for the daytime high on Christmas Day. And again, as we get beyond that mark, we get cooler conditions as we get on into next weekend. And Kelly, he's done really good. I've got a buddy with me here tonight. We'll go and pick him up. Lad, he's been by my feet the entire time. That's why I wasn't moving at all. I was kind of standing still, pointing at stuff. He did a good job there, though, didn't he?
He was very well behaved. It's
Until
kind of
he
your
attacked
early
my
Christmas
shoelaces.
gift, isn't he?
Yeah, this is Lad. He's a weather dog.
He is so
He's
adorable.
chasing storms.
All right. I'm sure he likes this warmer weather, too.
He does. He
All
does.
right. Thanks, Lance. Here's Corey with sports.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is now available in Missouri.
While most of the pro football talk the last few days had to do with a certain NFL team bolting for Kansas, St. Louis's pro football team has some news to share as well. They need a new head coach. Anthony Becht is leaving the Battlehawks. Becht is the new head coach for the Orlando Storm. After 3 years in St. Louis and 2 trips to the conference championship game, Becht will take on a new UFL challenge and try to build a brand new franchise in Florida. A new coach for the Battlehawks has not been named yet, but there are multiple reports that former Rams coach Jim Haslett could be a front-runner. Here's Becht on what he'll remember about his time in St. Louis.
The allegiance to this football team was great, and we brought in so many more new fans that it really just brought joy to me, man. Like for my family to come and come to the games and see that, for people across the country to see what we've done and the people showing up, and we just couldn't get over the hump. But man, to get to that point, to have the best record, and get better every single year, I take a lot of pride in that, man.
The Missouri Tigers are licking their wounds today. Illinois beat them by a bragging rights record 43 points last night at Enterprise Center. Tigers shot just 29% from the field, were blocked 8 times, and out-rebounded 43-24. Coach Gates is hoping he can get some of his players back from injury as the SEC schedule arrives.
And ultimately, I'm excited about getting healthy. You cannot ask our players to do more than what they've done. I take it on my shoulders as the leader, as the head coach. It's on me. This game is on me. I told my players that in the locker room. It's on me. Do not feel bad about it. Respond to it, but don't feel bad about it.
Hey, this is cool. Principia hoops on ESPN tonight. Third place game at the City of Palms Classic versus Bartlett from Tennessee. Great game, tied under a minute left. Gassim Torre put the Panthers up. Then on the other hand, Wake Forest bound Quentin Coleman gets a big steal, and Jay Blossom's squad wins 53-52 on the big stage. Well, I'm a sportscaster first and a Seinfeld fan second, but not by a lot. So on December 23rd every year, I try to put those two things together. Without further ado, who's your St. Louis Sports Festivus for 2025?
Festivus is back! I'll get the pole out of the crawl space.
Any proper Festivus begins with the airing of grievances.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're gonna hear about it.
And we are not short on grievances here in St. Louis. It's been a while since we've seen any playoff success. The Cardinals are tearing it down to the studs. City SC is on its third head coach in 3 years. Mizzou and Illinois football both fell short. It's rough.
Oh, God. What? We'll get yours in a minute.
Then there's the Blues. Blues fans are still haunted by 1.6 seconds. 1.6 seconds! That close to a playoff series victory, to now where a disappointing start has the note looking up at the rest of the league.
Serenity now! Serenity now! And now, as Festivus rolls on, we come to the feats of strength.
Nobody's shown more strength than former Blue Kelly Chase. No matter how hard cancer has tried to knock him down, he gets back up and continues to inspire a city.
One thing that I have to live for is the support I get from all of you.
Nobody was stronger on the football field than Ahmad Hardy this year. The Mizzou running back led the nation with 1,100 yards after contact. Giddy up.
I worked out with a dumbbell yesterday. I feel vigorous.
So whether you have grievances to air or strengths to showcase, happy Festivus.
A new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
And that will do it for sports.
Keeping tabs on Santa and his sleigh, the accidental phone call that's led to a 70-year holiday tradition. Well, in just a few hours, Santa will begin his annual journey around the world. And this Christmas Eve, more than 1,000 volunteers will take calls from kids wanting to know his whereabouts. Sarah Rosario takes us to the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, which has been tracking Santa and his sleigh for 70 years.
We're just happy that we're able to track them every single year.
It's a tradition that began in the 1950s by accident.
So 70 years ago, a young child accidentally dialed the predecessor of NORAD, which is the Continental Air Defense Command, and the colonel who answered the phone heard a child asking him, "Where's Santa Claus?" And the colonel realized, well, we track everything over North America, and so we absolutely can see where Santa Claus is. We normally just track threats, but he looked up where Santa was and reported it to the child, and then our tradition was born.
Normally, this joint U.S.-Canadian operation monitors threats in the skies, but every year on December 24th, those same radars and satellites are used to follow St. Nick's sleigh.
NORAD tracks Santa using the same capabilities that we use 24/7 to keep the avenues of approach to North America safe. It's a combination of radars, satellites, and fighter jets.
And it's not just kids on the nice list who are checking in. Adults who still believe in St. Nick's holiday hustle are dialing in too.
It's kind of funny because I don't think you ever really know who to expect on the other end of the line. Like I said, sometimes it could be a British pub and everybody's going wild and there's like dozens of people in the background cracking up and having fun and asking us silly questions, and then all the way to a child maybe in the hospital with their parent wondering if Santa's still going to stop by.
Last year, nearly 400,000 calls poured into the hangar at Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado Springs, decked out for the holidays. So whether you're calling in or clicking online, remember NORAD isn't just defending the skies this Christmas, it's also helping Santa make his list, check it twice, and deliver joy to all.
Hearing little kids laugh and giggle and ask silly questions, it's fun. And so if we could bring that joy to them in some way, shape, or form, then I think we did our job.
Operators will be standing by at NORAD's Santa Tracker hotline tomorrow from 5 a.m. until 11 p.m. St. Louis time. The number 877-HI-NORAD. And we'll stream NORAD's live Santa Tracker on the free 5 Plus streaming app. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5 a.m. If you don't have 5 Plus, just search for KSDK in your smart TV's device app store. And you're going to be busy tomorrow night also.
Yeah, I'm going to be tracking Santa as well, and we'll be out there keeping a close watch on him. You know, there's going to be strong winds to the south of us, way up in the atmosphere where he flies house to house.
Right.
And so we got to keep an eye on that. He's going to be coming in early. We will keep you updated as the evening goes along tomorrow evening into the early overnight. Temperatures come down as we move towards the weekend. We head back to winter to start a new year.
Okay, we'll be
It's
back.
going to be chilly again. It's no snow.
Well, it's inevitable.
At least we got no snow,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah,
That's the
doubt.
one good thing.
Yep.
All right, thanks so much for joining us tonight on 5 Plus 4, 5 on your side at 10. And remember, we are always streaming here. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. Have a safe and happy Christmas Eve.